వెల్కమ్ టు మై ఛానల్ విఎస్కే స్టడీస్. నా పేరు వి శైలేష్ కుమార్. నేను ఈ ఛానల్ ఎందుకు పెట్టానంటే మెనీ ఆఫ్ స్టూడెంట్స్ ఆర్ ఫేసింగ్ ప్రాబ్లమ్ విత్ ఆన్లైన్ క్లాసెస్. సో there is no problem at all in my class, that is YouTube class. You can learn the information more and more in my classes. So I can teach you better and better, more than better. Okay, so I am teaching, just this is my first video. So I am teaching chemistry, that is periodic classification of elements. This is very useful chapter in 10th state syllabus or in CBSE or in IIT purpose. Okay, now let us go into the topic, periodic classification of elements. I don't only explain in English but also I will try in Telugu. So you please, who are watching this video, so please comment on this video whether I should do in English or Telugu. So please, okay. Now let us go into the topic, classification of elements. The main topic is that why the elements should be classified. Okay, the main topic is that. So the major reason that was the elements are showing multiple properties, physical properties, chemical properties. For every element there are different like properties. It shows different melting point, boiling point, atomic volume, atomic mass. These are the main factors. So total 118 elements are there. We need to learn the properties of elements. How can we learn without classification of elements? There should be one separate table or separate classification of elements. So this is a major reason. One more reason is that periodic classification of elements helps to correlate the properties of elements. So example, lithium and sodium if we take. So lithium also exhibits same properties and sodium also exhibits same properties. So by this we can conclude that sodium and lithium are exhibiting same properties. So easily we can remember. Without classification, how can we remember the properties of elements? So this is one of the major reason. Okay, we understood that why we need to classify the elements. These are the major reasons. Okay, now history of classification. If we see, Greek classified the elements into just 4, that is earth, air, water and fire. The Greek said that only 4 elements are there in the universe, that is earth, air, water and fire. This is the first statement of Greek. Okay, now let us go to the Lavoisier time. At Lavoisier time there are only 13 elements discovered. Okay, Lavoisier classified the elements into metals and non-metals. Okay, this was clear. Lavoisier classified the elements into metals and non-metals. Okay, Lavoisier failed because some elements, upcoming elements like boron, silicon, osmium, so these are behaving as both as metal as well as non-metal. So this was a major reason Lavoisier classification also failed. So once again I will explain why Lavoisier classification has failed. First, Lavoisier classified the elements into metals and non-metals. Okay, upcoming elements, that is boron, silicon, germanium, that we call as metalloids, the elements and non-metals. So this is a major reason that Lavoisier classification has failed. Okay, next go to the valency. Some scientists classified the elements on the basis of valency. So why the valency has played a major role in classification, but this attempt also failed. So I will say, elements such as hydrogen, helium, lithium, sodium, magnesium exhibit the valencies +2. See, hydrogen, it exhibits +2, sodium +1, magnesium 2. So these are the valencies has fixed. But coming to some elements like Rm and Pb, these two some elements like these show multiple valencies. So Rm shows +1 and +3. Pb, that is lead, shows +1 and Pb +2. So scientists have confused that where these elements should be placed, either in monovalent or bivalent or trivalent. So they have confused and this classification has failed. One more reason is that, see, sodium is +1, and if we go for chlorine also exhibiting valency 1. Okay, so sodium shows total different properties. Sodium is an electropositive element and chlorine is an electronegative element. So how can we classify, how can we place this together? The both are monovalent. Based on valencies, we need to place the sodium and chlorine at one place, but sodium is exhibiting total various properties from chlorine. So how can we place? This classification also failed. Okay, coming to the transuranic and preuranic elements. 1 minute. Transuranic and preuranic elements. Transuranic elements. Transuranic elements. After uranium. The elements after uranium are known as transuranic, and preuranic are before uranium. So here transuranic means after uranium. The elements which are coming after the uranium, they are known as transuranic, and preuranic are nothing but the elements which are present before are known as preuranic elements. Okay, this was clear. And among 118 elements, 92 elements are man-made. 92 elements are available from the nature. Okay, and technetium and pramotium are the artificial elements from which technetium and pramotium are the man-made elements. I said that among 118 elements, 92 elements are available from the nature. In that, technetium and pramotium are man-made elements. And one more. Stop. Understand about transuranic and preuranic elements. So I said that among 118 elements, 92 elements are available from the nature. So after 92, that are artificially, that is man-made elements. In that man-made elements, neptunium and plutonium. 94, that is plutonium. These elements are available from the nature. That is the element that is extracted from the ore, that is U3O8, which is known as pitch blende. Okay, again I will repeat. Among 118 elements, 92 elements are available from the nature, and remaining are artificially, that is man-made elements. So among man-made elements, neptunium and plutonium are available from the nature, that is from the ore of U3O8, that is pitch blende. Okay, this is clear. Now the one of the important topic, that is Dauber-Net triad. Okay, 1 minute. Dauber-Net triads. This is a very important topic for 10th class state syllabus, as well as in inter also. It is very important topic. Now let us go to the Dauber-Net triads. Friends, do you know what is mean by triads? Triad. Tri means 3. The elements which are formed as groups, 3 elements which are formed as groups in number 3, that is known as triads. Okay, this Dauber-Net classified the elements into triads. There are 5 triads. Regarding Dauber-Net triad. The statement of Dauber-Net, this is a very important point, you should note down. The important statement of Dauber-Net triad is that he arranged, let us assume X is an element, Y is an element, Z is an element. Okay, the Dauber-Net said that the atomic weight, the atomic mass of this element, of the middle element, is the arithmetic mean of these two remaining 2 elements. Okay friends, I will give clarity. See, let us assume X, Y, Z is the elements. Okay, the atomic weights of X, Y, Z are A, B, C. Small a, small b, small c. So the atomic weight of this Y element, that is B, is the arithmetic mean of these two elements atomic weights. Okay. Now atomic weight of x is a, z is c. So the arithmetic mean is a plus c by 2. That equals to atomic weight of middle element. So the simple statement was the atomic weight of the middle element is the arithmetic mean of arithmetic mean of the atomic weights of the other two. So this is a very important statement. Regarding 2 marks or 1 mark, it may be asked in the 10th class state syllabus questions. Okay. Okay, the double inner triads is very clear. Now let us go to the 5 triads. What he named, the classification of double inner triads. How he classified the elements into triads. Is that correct or not? Let us see. Stop here. Understand the double inner triad statement. So let us see what are the triads given by. So friends, do you understand about the Daubernier triad statement? Now let us see what are the triads given by the Daubernier. Lithium, sodium, potassium, chlorine, bromine, iodine, calcium, strontium, barium, sulfur, silurium, tellurium, and phosphorus, osmium, and antimony. These are the main triads given by the Daubernier. So I have already said you what is the Daubernier triad statement. So now let us see what it is applicable to all elements or not. Okay. Lithium atomic weight is 7. Sodium atomic weight is 23. Potassium atomic weight is 39. So once we will calculate 39 by 7. Okay friends, let us calculate Daubernier triad is at dot or not. 39 plus 7 by 2. That equals to 6. That is 46. 2, 3. Yes. By calculating, we will get that sodium atomic weight is 23. So the Daubernier triad is applicable to all elements. But in case of some elements, it is not applicable. Just that is, it is differentiated by 0.5 or 1.5 difference. So it is not a matter. Okay. This is the Daubernier triads. Given by Daubernier triads and what is its statement. And the main point of Daubernier triads is he arranged the elements in the increasing order of their atomic weights. This is the main point you should note down. Daubernier arranged the elements in the increasing order of atomic weights. Okay. Now let us go to the demerits of Daubernier triads. What are the demerits? What are the limitations of Daubernier triads? Why it is failed? These all we will study now. Okay friends, stop the video. What is a major drawback of the Daubernier triads? So friends, if we see this, these are the 3 triads. This law was law was applicable to these triads, but the Daubernier did not say about these triads. This is one of the major drawbacks. So let us see how it is applicable. Iron weight is 55, atomic weight is 55, cobalt is 58.7, nickel is 58.6. Now let us calculate the mean, arithmetic mean of these two elements. 55 plus 58.6 by 2, that equals to 113 by 2, that equals to 56.5. It is approximately equal to 58 approximately, merely it is very related to 50, that is just is 2, it is differentiated by 2. So this law also is applicable to these 3 triads, but Daubernier did not say about these triads, so it is reflected for these triads. Okay. So next, one of the major drawback is that this law was not applicable to all the elements. Okay, this is one of the major drawback we can know. So now let us so this is the introduction class which I am giving now. So let us continue the topic tomorrow. Definitely I will upload the video by tomorrow, continuing with Newland's octaves law and Lothar-Meyer curves and Mendeleev periodic table. These are the main 3 topics which are present in this is the main topics for 10th state syllabus as well as in IIT. So thank you for watching. Please subscribe and share and like. Please support us. We will do many videos with your support, and Definitely, if you comment in the comment section, I will definitely help you. If you have doubts, I will sure reply it. And your comment, don't forget to comment that should I say in Telugu or in Telugu or English. Please don't forget to comment that. So please subscribe. This is my first video. Thank you for watching. Daily I will do one video. We will continue this topic with Newton-Raph's theory. That is a very important topic, and Lothar-Meyer curve, that is also very important topic. And Mendeleev periodic table. Mendeleev periodic table is one of the most important topic regarding this IIT, as well as 10th state syllabus. It is a 4 mark or 2 mark question, definitely in the 10th class public examinations. So let us continue tomorrow. I will also upload regarding this physics IIT electricity topic. I will start today or tomorrow itself. I will upload chemistry IIT as well as physics IIT regarding electricity topic. Okay friends, please subscribe, share and like, support us. Bye. That's all for today.